That's extraordinary. And tell me about the series. I mean, that's gone down incredibly well, and you're going to be doing a lot more.
Right. So we're in our second season now, and here in the UK, you can stream it on HeyU and download it on Thursdays. So it's just been a whole process of filming, and hopefully we'll get season 3 soon.
And do you ever find when you're with somebody sometimes that you just don't, if it just doesn't work, or does it always work? You know, because you know some people are pretty buttoned up.
Sure.
And if they're resistant,
right.
You know, if they are resistant, then that makes your job a lot harder, doesn't it?
You know, I really approach readings the same way. I've done over 1,000 readings, and I know that I'm legitimate, and I've known to trust my ability. So when I sit with a person, I just relay all of what's coming through, and you know, some people are immediately going to validate, and others I think kind of have to process it a little bit more. But I understand skepticism and respect it, and I think it's important to have a first-hand experience to really validate what's coming through.
It was really interesting that you did a reading with Bobby Brown, who of course was married to Whitney Houston, and all of that dreadful tragedy of her death and then their daughter's death and how awful that was. What could you give to him? Could you give him any sort of comfort or help him in any way?
You know, it was one of the most emotional readings of the season.
Because you didn't know who he was.
Right, no clue. I just walked to the door, he was wearing sweatpants, we sat down, and you know, it was actually interesting because his father was the first connection that was made. For what was so profound about that reading was that the non-famous family members were the first people to come through, and the information that they relayed to Bobby made him know that he was having a real experience, because these were people who weren't in the public eye, people who, you know, couldn't research or Google. And so by the time that Whitney and Bobby Christina came through, he got some answers that he was looking for, and he acknowledged that that experience helped him more than any therapist ever had. So I felt really privileged.